Let me recognize Senator Blackburn, please.
Chairman, and thank you again to you all for being here. General Walters, I know this isn't because of you. Unfortunately, I think you're on the receiving end of a lot of frustration from people because of the way we've received information regarding Ukraine. And I know that we need to continue and to keep a lot of what is happening on the ground in Ukraine in a classified space. But for the second time in less of a year, America is plunged into a military crisis for which our leadership seems unprepared and unaccountable. And I talk to a lot of veterans. As you know, we've got Fort Campbell, we have Arnold Engineering, we have the U.S. Naval Station, we've got Oak Ridge, so a lot of military in our state. And I think that people really want some transparency, they want some answers, they want some accountability. And interestingly enough, silence is a message. Silence is a very strong message. And it's not a message of strength. And I think that it does not work in concert with the principles on which this nation was founded. So I hope that in the near future that this committee is going to be able to have an open hearing on the issue of what is happening in Ukraine. Now, I want to go on to a long-term concern that we've discussed, and regardless of what is happening in Ukraine, I want us to look at what is happening with Beijing and maintaining China as the pacing challenge, not just for DOD, but for each combatant command, is of the utmost importance. And it is something that this committee needs to assist DOD with, as well as to hold the different divisions accountable for. So to each of you, very quickly, what are the roles of your combatant commands in supporting the implementation of the 2018 National Defense Strategy with regard to China? And General Walters, to you first, and then General Van Ovost.
Senator, I have to do everything within my power as the commander of USUCOM to take a look at the coordinating authority activities that take place inside of my territorial boundaries and find the ones that have any potential impact with respect to China. And as Admiral Aquilino governs and manages his UCP, he needs to do the same with respect to Russia. And this is a process that's been in place for several years, and it's improving, but it continues to require vigilance and scrutiny and iterations to ensure that we can get better.
Let me ask you this. As you look at what is happening with the CCP, what are the trends that are of greatest concern to you?
I would contend that it's the activities of allies and partners as they apply to those nations being able to get what they want or what they shouldn't get.
Okay. General Van Ovost.
Thank you, Senator. With respect to trends that I look at as the Transportation Command Commander, I monitor their ability to project power around the globe, because that is our operating area. And I'm monitoring their investments into ports and their impact of these investments on our ability to maneuver around the world, their ability to disrupt and degrade our ability to project and sustain a force into the Pacific.
Is that the trend that concerns you most? You know, take Djibouti. So their work in areas like that where they go in under Belt and Road, but then they couple that with their military. Is that kind of at the top of your list of concern?
In the top of the list of my concern is the kinetic and non-kinetic threats in the region.
Okay.
But they're secondarily, as I look to them maneuvering around the globe and influencing other nations' decisions, this is about allies and partners. So the second main thing we're doing is we're trying to thicken our relationship with allies and partners around the world to robust them against these threats, certainly from our perspective, the military threats, but also the diplomatic and economic threats that they face from China on a day-to-day basis.
So you consider those in total and not separately?
I do.
Okay.
A whole-of-government approach for all of these allies and partners to be able to robust them. And I will take it a step further. We are inextricably linked to commercial industry. So our commercial industry networks that are around the world right now, we're also working on thickening and protecting them because they are working in these regions day in and day out, delivering around the world, and we rely on them as well.
Thank you. I have some questions I will submit to you all, and thank you very much for your time today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.